Hello everyone, welcome to my nature diaries. It's great to be here with you again for this project, and as you can see, we're going to do something different. We're going to put away the watercolors today, and we're going to experiment with these brush pens, and I'm really excited to work with brush pens again. Well, this is my last spread. See, I only have a half a page left, and yeah, I am done. I'm almost done with this nature diary, and it was one of the reasons I started this YouTube channel was to finish a nature journal, which I am doing in the form of a nature diary, which is just a little bit looser and more free and more of an art journal mixed with a nature journal. So I have a handful of brush pens that I'm going to be using, not all of these, but I'm going to be picking from some of these to work on our project today. Using an HB pencil, it's a pencil with really light lead. I am just making some little circles, and I'm going to try to create a composition that looks pleasing, at least to my eye, and I'm going to put it down in pencil so that way I can make changes if I want to. So I'm making a loose sketch of those daisies that you saw earlier, and they really inspired me because daisies to me feel like summer, and I'm hoping you're enjoying your summer right now. I know it's been hot where we're at, so I haven't been able to be outside as much as I would like to be, but I'm still managing to get outside some. I'm going to take my dip pen now, and I'm using a permanent ink on this watercolor paper, and I'm going to just roughly sketch again. Everything's kind of rough. I will refine everything in case you think, oh, this looks kind of not that great. I always sketch that way in the beginning. It's just a way to draw your ideas, and then I just refine them and continue to define them as I go along. The nice thing about this technique that I'm going to be showing you pretty soon with the brush pens is that you don't have to have really great watercolor paper in order to be able to get good results. This particular sketch pad is not 100% cotton paper, and I find that again, these brush pens worked really well on this lesser quality paper. So I think it's just a great way to be able to do watercolor and get that look, at least, and because we are going to be using water technically, but we'll be using the inks from these pens instead. I'm going to continue and just finish up this sketch and keeping it loose and light. You can also use microns. I use them all the time, and they're super great and portable for sketches like this because you can put water over them right away, which is super important when, of course, you're working with any kind of watercolor technique. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave it for now, and we're going to get started with the next step, which would be the brush pens. I was showing you there the Tombow number 158, which is a dark green, and I'm showing you a technique where you actually just put the marker directly onto the watercolor paper, and then I'm using a fine liner brush. I'm just spreading out that color very, very gently along the stem, and this way you can see a difference in values. And this is one technique that you can use with the brush pens, and I'll show you a different one that I'm going to be using, and we'll come back to that one later. My two colors I'm going to be using for the background here are this blue, and then I'll be using that lime green, and I'm going around the flowers and the stems first with the blue, and then what I'm going to be doing after I add some of that colors, I'm going to be layering the lime green color on top, and I'm going to be creating a brand new color. So it doesn't look great now, but as soon as you take your brush and add the water and start spreading it out, it's really like when the magic happens. It just starts to look so watercolor like, you know, and I really love the effect that it's making. I'm switching now to a Princeton Snapped size 6, and I'm just adjusting the size so I can cover more area, and there's the before and after. There's the ink on the right hand side, and then on the left you can see where I have already spread it out, and I'm just even adding ink as I go. If I'm not crazy about an area, I can go back in and add ink and add a little bit more water. But what a great effect and look that these brush pens can really give you. What's really nice about them is that if you don't have dip pens or glass pens and inks, then you can use these brush pens in kind of the same way and apply them, and it kind of looks like if you're using inks. As you can see, I have continued to add lines on either side of color, and I'm blending it out, and this really does work well. As you add water, it doesn't really leave lines unless you just don't blend it out enough, but the ink is really great to work with. You can even lift it. I was able to lift some of the color off, and that's how flexible it really is. I am just continuing on with the color, adding that in layers. Another really great advantage to this technique is it gives you so much more control when you have a pen. You can do so much more. If you just saw there, I took the fine tip end and added dots to my painting, and I did it with the blue, and then I'm going to end up doing it with the other colors as well. Now, taking this sunny yellow, I'm going to add those cherry daisy centers in each one of them, and I really didn't blend it out too much. I just kept it the way it was. Using this little ruler, I'm going to be adding some lines now to the side. I purposely left some area over on that side to add my text, and I'd like to write things in. It's like a nature journal / nature diary, and that's just basically, you can write what you want for the diary part, and then I also include some scientific information about what the plant is or whatever it is that I'm journaling, because I want to know. I'm wanting to learn about all the different plants that I'm seeing. If this is your first time watching, I just wanted to invite you to like, comment, subscribe, and even share this video if you think it will help inspire someone, or maybe get them to want to be creative and draw something or paint something beautiful around them. So I have a question for you. Are you wanting to do art right now in the middle of summer? I don't know about you, but it has been pretty difficult for me. I am so busy or on the go. I want to enjoy the sunshine. It's hard for me sometimes to want to go inside and do art, but I guess these hot days have really helped make it a little bit easier to do some journaling and art inside. I hope you really enjoyed this technique and you were able to learn something from it. If you wait to the end of the video, I will have another one where I showed a different technique that I used with brush pens, and it's really nice as well, so you could check that out if you would like to learn more about how to use brush pens as watercolors. I want to make sure that you know that you are amazing and creative, and I hope you are making something beautiful today and enjoying the weather or the day wherever you are. Until next time, bye.